Hello folks, just a quick video. Man United just played Liverpool, they beat them 2-1. So a lot of people are going to get really excited about that based upon the fact that United have won a game and won a game against Liverpool. Well, last season I think Liverpool beat us in aggregate about 7-0. So, yeah. Okay. Liverpool started off very, very slow this season. In this match they had, I think, 4 or 5 of their big players out of the game, either through suspension or injury. So, yeah, I think they were missing some pretty important players. Anyway, so the reason why I'm saying we shouldn't get overly excited, or United fans certainly shouldn't get overexcited about this, is based upon the fact that the first 2 games we played against teams that counter-attack against us. They don't press, they sit back, let United come at them and then counter-attack. Against Liverpool, Liverpool come at you. So therefore, United had the chance to counter. Counter-attacking means you use the pace of Rashford, Elanga, Sancho. Rashford is great doing that. Really, really good doing that. That's his skill. Does he have any other skills? No, not really. He looked good tonight because tonight he could run at Liverpool's defence, because Liverpool were coming at United, so when the ball was hit to them, into him quickly, he could use his pace and get beyond the defence and bang, get a goal, which he did. Elanga hit the post and set one up for Sancho. Because again, was able to use his pace and a bit of skill, get past defenders and create something. Yeah. But against Brentford, they couldn't do that. Against Brighton, they couldn't do that because Brentford and Brighton were sitting back deep and they had basically 10 men behind the ball most of the time. In those games, United had more possession than Brentford or Brighton did. Whereas in this game tonight, United had less possession than Liverpool did. United's front players are great at playing counter. They're not great at breaking down a team. Tonight, United were able to play a higher back line based upon the fact they were going against a Liverpool team who are not really known for lumping the ball into the box and playing that sort of way. They weren't that physical. And because they weren't playing counter-attack, they were just doing nice sort of slow attacking. It meant that United defenders could play quite high. So they played Thuram and Martinez. Martinez is very short. When you see him next to Thuram, it's like, my God. Martinez is tiny. He's about the size of Malaysia. Which is, how on earth did he ever make a central defender in any team? That's a fair question. See him next to Varane, it's like, okay, you are tiny, really. But again, I think Malaysia played really well. I think Dalot actually played well, certainly first half. Got stuck in, because I've said about Dalot where he won't make a challenge. Whereas this time let me think about it. United's first goal. You actually saw Virgil van Dijk do what I've had a go at United players doing. Arms behind the back. Then as the ball came in, he tried to put his leg out, but because he's got his arms behind his back, he can't really balance. So he can't use his arms to balance. So he barely lifted his leg out at all to try and block the ball. Virgil van Dijk. And the ball went past him into the goal. Terrible defending. More worried about the ball striking your arm. Remember, with a handball, arm has to go towards the ball in an unnatural movement. That's the whole point about handball. In an unnatural movement. That's supposed to be the rule. So, no, if you give a penalty for a handball that's preferred than the ball going past you because you barely make an effort challenging and the ball going into the back of the net. But today, Dalot played well. He actually got stuck in. He actually made a challenge. And that was good. He was a bit tough and rough today, which was good. Good to see that. Well, even Klopp said, United were very physical today. And he said it was impossible for us to be more physical or even as physical as them, because if that had happened, it would just end up in a massive ball on the pitch. Fair point. Fair point indeed. But I imagine the next match United play, you're going to see a very similar performance to what we did against Brighton and Brentford. We are not going to see the same sort of performance. So the next match is Southampton, quite low down in the table, and obviously they're not going to come and try and attack United. They're going to try and counter. Because with Ollie, when Ollie first came, counter-attacking football worked until people figured it out. Until teams figured out that if you go gung-ho against United, they're going to counter you, and they've got the players that are quick enough to do that. But those players can't break you down if you sit back. So if you sit back, they're going to keep coming at you, trying to break you down, which is a bloody useless act. And you can then counter them. And their defence isn't good enough or quick enough or mobile enough. It made me laugh, actually. Ten Hag, in his interview, as to why he dropped Maguire and brought in Varane, said about they're looking for a greater movement and speed in the defence. But then you basically said you don't get that with Maguire, so why you keep picking him? In any game, you need your defenders to be able to move and move fast and be agile. Well, you've just said Maguire isn't that. I saw a thing earlier. Sky. There's a lady speaking about the match before the game, and she said that I can't remember what exactly she said, but something about the fact that when asked why United had started so badly, people at the club had said, but it all comes down to last season and what happened last season, and an awful lot of the players don't believe they're good enough to be here. But when I heard that, I thought, well, come on. If you don't believe you're good enough to be there, you've got two choices. Prove you're good enough or leave. How many of those players have requested to leave? Because they didn't think they're good enough. How many? 0. 0. So it means that there are players at United who understand that they're not good enough, but they're still staying, taking a wage. That ain't good. I don't think that's good in any way, shape or form. But as of this game, put it this way, I think Varane did very well. I think Eriksen, brilliant today. I think the way he controlled that midfield, brilliant. Very quick, simple passing. Whichever players were then doing the same. The new defender, I've forgotten what his name is, but he was also doing the same, trying to get the ball forward to attackers quickly. Martinez, he was trying to do that, and he played very well. I think he did pretty well tonight. Again, solid in defence, putting challenges in. As I say, playing those forward balls. Doing very, very well. Bruno, again. Bruno nearly got caught. Liverpool nearly scored a goal because Bruno was trying to dribble the ball right in front of his back four again. What is it with Bruno? Yeah, they keep on saying in the commentary that Bruno plays worse, or has played worse since Ronaldo came. But again, that's complete crap. Absolute crap. Bruno's form started going down before the season ended when he first joined in January. He had, I think, about 2 to 3 months, 2 months, I think 2 months, where he was really good. But then towards the end of that season, his form started to drop. And the next season, it never picked up. It just never picked up. But it started to drop because look back at Ollie's first 10 games. I say that's when we were playing this counter-attacking of football, and we had Bruno, didn't we? At that point in time, certainly for the latter part of those 10 games, and yeah, he did very well at that point in time. But his form started going down when the form of the rest of the team started going down, and when teams started figuring United out. And his form never came back. So it's out of order to suggest that Ronaldo is the reason why Bruno's form dipped. Ronaldo didn't play tonight, and Bruno wasn't great. Not in any way, shape or form. He wasn't. Yeah, so, yeah. I would look at that and say, yeah, I don't know about Bruno. I really don't. I mean, he played a lovely ball that set up, I think, the Sancho goal. I think, was it? No, the opportunity for Alanga that Alanga hit the post with. Yeah, Bruno did well there, and he was harassing Liverpool. He was doing very well with that today. He did a good job in that way, but he still makes way too many mistakes. In possession, getting caught in possession. Oh, he's especially. It's like, I remember when we had Fellaini. Whenever Fellaini went back, you were always concerned. Whenever he was anywhere near our defence, you were always concerned, because he was a massive liability at that end of the pitch. And I think Bruno is the same. Bruno tries to play the way he would further up the pitch in front of his own back line. You can't do that, because if you lose the ball, that ain't good. So, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. But as I say, tonight, yep, they won. I wasn't surprised as soon as they said about that Ronaldo was being dropped, and they were going to use pace. Then okay, counter. So if they play counter, that might actually work. I didn't expect Liverpool to be so poor in defence. Not in any way, shape or form. I didn't expect them to be so bad in that way. Yeah. That wasn't... Yeah. But they were quite loose in defence. That wasn't what was expected, because there were quite a few opportunities that United had to score, and yeah, Liverpool were just all over the place. But you don't expect that with Liverpool. Defensively, they're usually very, very strong. Today they weren't for some reason. I don't know why. They certainly have had a very, very bad start to the season. So yeah. Something quite interesting before the game, actually. They were talking about the first season of the Premier League that United lost their first 2 games in very, very similar ways, 2-1 and 3-0. But they went on to win the league. I thought, yeah, I don't think they're going to do so this year somehow. I mean, it's possible, but I really don't think they're going to win the league this year. No. Well, then, I mean, yeah, the reality is, okay, if the players take notice and say, okay, even against other teams that are going to counter-attack us, if we can press players when they're on the ball, we can get the ball back off them and we can counter them. Cool. That'll work. Well, like Rangnick was trying to do. You know, press and then get the ball forward as quickly as you can to the attackers. And with the attackers, shoot more often. Yeah, so when you get a chance to shoot, because you never know, you might score. Yeah, if you're looking for the perfect opportunity to create, then chances are you won't score a goal because you won't get that perfect opportunity. So Rangnick's idea was you shoot more often, which is like, yeah, probably a good idea. I mean, you may have a shots per goal ratio that is quite terrible, but if you can learn from that and improve your shooting, then you're going to score a lot more goals as the season goes on. So, yeah. So the players could learn from today's game and bring that into future games. Certainly the pressing and the more aggressive play, they could do that. No reason why not. That would be quite useful. Certainly, I think in the next game you're probably going to see Varane rested. I think that's likely. Or you might see Martinez rested and Maguire brought back in. Depending upon Southampton's front line, whether they're quite tall and strong. If they are, I imagine that the manager will go with defenders that are going to be more suitable for who they're playing against. Which does make sense. Yeah. But you see, to me, I would say that if you're going to play against a team that's going to counter-attack you, if you can play a high line with quicker central defenders, you're more likely to be able to cope with that. Especially if those defenders are a lot more mobile, because Maguire just isn't. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's been referred to as a beach whale on many an occasion because he's that mobile, really. He takes ages to turn and get moving again. Yeah, if you're going to be playing, if you can play with mobile, quick defenders, then, well, that's what I've said. To me, cancel the sale of Bailly, use him. He's contracted for another couple of years. You've only just given him a new contract. Use him. Yeah. He's exactly the sort of defender that United need. If you want to play a high line like Ten Hag prefers to play, you want defenders who can do that, and Bailly is one of those sort of defenders who can do that. Yeah, Trey and Martinez can both do that, but you need someone else who can do that, and really that's going to be Bailly, because certainly Maguire can't, and Lindelof isn't that quick and that strong. But let's see, we've got a certain amount of days left of the transfer window, and Bailly so far hasn't left. I believe the loan part of the deal for his move is done, but because there is within that deal an understanding that if they, Marseille I think it is, qualify for the Champions League, then they have to buy Bailly. That part of the deal hasn't been done, as in his wages. That part of the deal hasn't been arranged or agreed to. Yeah, they'll probably be trying to lowball by a bit compared to what he's paid at United, and that potentially is a problem. Yeah, because United are doing this an obligation to buy with the loan. They don't simply want to loan the player because they've still got the same problem next year of selling them. So, you know, not helpful. But there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon and have a fantastic week. Bye.